Hey guys, what is going on? It is Justin Masson from Nintendo Dads, and we are here with another Let's Play. This time we're going to do Yuki's, Yoki Island Express. Am I saying that wrong? I know I'm saying it wrong. Yoki Island. There's a cover. There's the main thing. There's the main screen. Yuki's Island Express. I say it like I'm not excited about it, but I am. I have been very excited to actually play this game for a while. I had an opportunity to play this back in Birmingham in EGX, September of 2016. Of course, this is from our good friends over at Team 17 and Villa Grilla. So big thanks to them for providing us an early access code to this. But I was playing this over at EGX, September Birmingham 2017 with Gary Gray, the flat cap gamer himself. And I got a bit of sniffles, I apologize for that. And I really, really enjoyed this game. So this has kind of been on my radar for all of 2018. Love this animation. This is really cartoony, very cool, very Pixar-esque. Establishing the story. We are coming to the island as the new male person, to deliver the mail, and some stuff gets real intense there. So we're going to let some of this animations play through, and I'm going to come back to you and talk to you a little bit about the gameplay experience. So let's listen and watch, shall we? I like how he's like, there's something big going on here. I don't know what it is. I don't feel like sticking around. You should do this. Post pterodactyl out is essentially what's happening there. So that was very kind of him. I always said, like, if there was a scaredy lion of the dinosaurs, I think the pterodactyl is it. And this pterodactyl is not rebutting that claim in any way. Got a badge. It's cool. Gonna take a little bit of a look at the island here. We're gonna get a bit of a zoom out as well of where I need to go. So I've got a little bit of a quest, deliver the postal badge to the village, which is great. The Nim Village. Kind of see where I need to go there, so I can kind of see my map, and we're off. Now this is best described as a PinBall Metroidvania-esque game, is how everyone is describing this game. And I would definitely say that they are not wrong on this. This game, of course, is heavily influenced by pinball in any context. Like, this should not be a shock. This is an interactive storytelling adventure pinball game is what it is. But they do it in a really fantastical kind of way that makes it fun and very easily approachable and cartoony. Already playing through it, both at the demo and EGX, and having some game time experience with it before the recording. You know, from a content perspective, it's very easily approachable. I'm not worried about it from a parenting perspective or any of that. It's very PG-13. So that's a lot of fun. I think that's good. I think that's, when you talk about playing with your kids, I think that's really an important thing to do. I would also say, I think what I really like about it is that it is taking a challenged genre, i.e. pinball, and turning it on its head and trying something very different, which I think is what is appealing to me. Like, pinball games are fun for an X amount of time, or hey, I'm going to try and get this high level, and now you're going to try and get this high level, and there's a bit of challenge there and some online leaderboards and that kind of stuff. But to associate your actions and your events, your character beats, your driven story around the premise of pinball, I think is a very daring approach. But I think what Illa Gorilla and Team 17 have done here is they have created a very compelling reason for that to work. So I'm a fan of it. I will say that right now. The controls are fairly simple. A couple things I've played this in handheld mode, and I've also played it with a pro controller. As you do with most things, I think the pro controller is the better of the experiences. That shouldn't be a huge experience, a huge shock there. Your bumpers, ZL, ZR. Excuse me, a bit of a yawn there. ZL, ZR are your bumpers to trigger these paddles that you're seeing there. And the left one is your blue, your right is your kind of yellow there as well. So I mean, very makes sense from a bumper perspective. On a pro controller, of course, when you're playing it with on the handheld mode, it feels very comfortable as well. It's great. Very few other motions. You use your directional pad or directional control stick, left or right, to actually move the little ant as he pushes his ball around, which is great. I like the character solve they did here of like, how does the ant get from here to there? Is that the ant is actually tied to the pinball, and that's how it kind of gets around as well. As opposed to, I've shot the pinball, now I need to walk over there. The pinball becomes the device that allows for them to travel around the island as well. So I like that. I think that's a very cool function. Now, as we're seeing here, I am struggling a fair bit. There is a level of precision that is being requested of me as a pinballer to try and get my little fella over to the left-hand side of the screen through that little pocketed top left-hand corner, and I am struggling with that. But at the same time, I want to collect these fruit pieces. The fruit pieces are kind of the currency that you use throughout the game, and these fruit pieces as currency allows for you to unlock bumpers that are kind of locked away. So it's not just for the sake of just wanting to move on. You do want these things to actually get it. Now I got out and I have stumbled my way back into it. Kind of silly of me, but now I'm back here again. Let's see if we can actually get this resolved and on the way. So I mean, if there's a bit of a frustration I sometimes have with the game is sometimes there is the shot that is being looked to complete, and not being able to make that shot at times can be frustrating. But it's still not frustrating enough to want to end the game or stop playing, just to get better. And I think, like any game, there is a learning curve associated with it. And I think what game that is pushing a boundary or a genre such as pinball to become a pinball adventure, Metroidvania game platform, whatever you want to call it, requires a learning curve from the player. And I think that's what we're seeing here, right? I mean, now if the gameplay or the game design was unfair in that I have to complete this task in 30 seconds and I lose a life, then those would create, I think, obstacles to make this an enjoyable experience. However, that is not said case in this. We're not seeing that kind of timer. So it creates an enjoyable experience. So here's actually an example. I have to cash in some of my fruit, and I acquire the ability to now come up here. I have got, it looks like I think in this case, a whistle. A whistle, a noisemaker. It's called a noisemaker. It's to blast the horn. So obviously there are things I need to blast now. Can I blast this? Not really. Okay, let's move along. What else do we got here? What are we gonna do here? So obviously, this would be now. So now not only do I have the ability to shoot myself left and right using the paddle, and to move my character walking left and right with the ball, but now this is kind of the accessory or weaponization, the skill set, the skill tree, I guess you're seeing, is expanding for me to be able to use this in other areas of the world, right? So obviously now the noise horn is going to be important for me to complete certain tasks in specific parts of the world, much like you would see in something like a Metroid or a Castlevania, right? Discover said item, use said item to unlock the next area that you go into to be successful. Again, not a huge shock. So we're definitely going to see that at play here. Some fun and fantastic group of characters that we're meeting here, giving us some tidbits here about a poisonous toadstool, a mushroom that and where it's being grown. I'm sure that will provide me some insight and help in a upcoming task. We did meet our, I don't know what I would call our first person we met after the postal pterodactyl, but kind of a worm snake creature-ish thing that would not let us pass if we did not provide them with specific mushrooms. So maybe we will provide them with other mushrooms that don't make them feel very well. But we will find that along our way. Now this is a bit of an interesting task. Again, I talked about that precision of pinball. Here I'm actually needing to hit these barriers, these obstacles, at a certain amount of time to unleash them, or unleash the whatever is in them. So this is, again, an example of just that level of precision that you need to be successful in this game at times. So again, nothing wrong with that, and nothing feels here too challenging or too unfair. So you just kind of got to learn the methods. And I think much like, if you've ever played any pinball game before, you kind of learn that, if I'm really trying to get that far left-hand corner, I kind of got to let the ball slide right down the very tip of the right bumper before I kind of lob it at a 45-degree angle. Those are things that you're kind of having to learn here again, because it is a action-adventure Metroidvania pinball game. That is adorable. Let's just be very honest of what it is. So it's a ton of fun, though. I like it. Soundtrack and the ambiance. I know I'm talking a lot, so maybe I'll shut up for a couple moments here. It's very nice, right? It's very nice. I enjoy that soundtrack and ambiance associated with it. I think it's enjoyable. It's good. Really working the levels here, trying to get these things. So I like the telescope. That was kind of a nice little feature to show me what's going on the map, which is great. Now, a couple things I would say about the game, just as we're kind of fiddling along here. The game is available in the Nintendo Switch eShop currently, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you like pinball games and you like Metroidvania games, this is a great game to have. I really enjoy this game. As I mentioned before, it is family friendly, so that's kind of awesome. I really enjoy that. Now, I have some information that does say that it is also available to buy physically as well. Now, I have the digital copy of it. I don't have a physical copy. I don't know where you could get it physically. Maybe check your local retailer, or Best Buy, or not Best Buy. You can check Best Buy too. GameStop or what be it, and they may have access to it. Why do I want to think? I don't know. I was wondering if it's part of maybe like Nicholas's package, or maybe Team 17 is doing it themselves. I don't know. Now, one of the things that I would say about it is it is a one-player game. So if you're looking for let's play pinball together as a family, this is probably not going to be the game you're looking for. You may, if you're really trying to scratch that pinball itch, maybe you move over to something like Pinball FX or something like that, where you're looking to have a multiplayer experience. However, I mean, games nowadays, almost any game can be couch co-op in some way, right? So you can play for 5 minutes and swap the controller, or maybe you're getting frustrated and you hand it over to your kids or your spouse, whatever that is. So there's an option for you to kind of have a joint solution or two-player experience with this as well. So, but I would say that is one of those things. I don't really know how two players of this would work and still maintain its like an action adventure elements. I mean, you could obviously do a two-player, I don't know, maybe speed runs, maybe, or almost like a bonus area where you have to finish off, collect all the candies or whatever, and maybe it creates, I don't know. I digress. There's no two-player mode. Doesn't really matter. You can make it two-player. Here we are again, trying to kind of work our way to get these fruits to be my currency, which I like. It's See, the problem is with a game like this, when I see the fruit, like I then feel like I have to always collect it, so I'm kind of always trying to find my way to do it. Not a bad thing. I mean, it's not like a collect-a-thon. So the currency, obviously the fruit, is fairly accessible, which means you're really, you know, there are certain points where you need to unlock this bumper and you can cash it in. You're not really hurting to make those tough decisions of, do I go down this level or not, or do I or do I not spend it? You have that accessibility. It's relatively frequent there, as we've been seeing throughout the game as well. Another thing that is very frequent with the game, which I find very positive, is the fact that checkpoints are readily available. Quick save points are great, and of course that allows for you to easily jump in and out of this game when you want, and kind of still be able to understand what you need to do without having to, I need to repeat, 15 minutes of gameplay to refresh. And again, the gameplay is not, the story content is not overly difficult, that requires you to take notes and try and figure out what your next task is. You could take a couple moments to figure that out if you kind of got lost or forgot about it. But very, very fun mechanics to play. Again, I love the fact they're taking a genre, an idea like pinball, and spinning it and making it a really fun, again, Metroidvania action-adventure platform puzzle game, because these are puzzles at the same time, that is compelling to play. And I think that's a really unique experience from Villa Gorilla and, of course, Team 17. So we're transitioning through here. Here we go. Okay, even these little, like this portal I just went through a second ago, that's kind of like rock gateway circle thing, kind of has a little bit of a Metroid reminiscent look to it as well. Of course, very similar that we've seen through Axiom Verge kind of look for it as well. So it's great. Of course, telling me where I am, I'm on the Mokamo Beach. And again, I'm probably saying that wrong, but I can't pronounce a lot of things, so that's cool too. All right, let's move along. One of the things I would say is sometimes I'm like, where am I? Like, I know where I'm supposed to be going, but where am I from the larger map? Obviously, the satellite shows you, the telescope shows you where you are at times, but you need to kind of just push into that sometimes and just try and figure out where you are. But nothing, where's the next direction? Am I in the right area? Am I just backtracking? Am I repeating? What do I need to do? There we go, out and about. The world very much reminds me very Lorax, very Dr. Seuss kind of these levels, the way they're designed, and in some ways I think even a little bit of Worms, of course that being from Team 17 as well, or published by Team 17 at least as well. So just the level design I think is very unique and a lot of fun. Again, family friendly. I love the fact that this is a game you can definitely play with the kids. I think the character being very cute and small, I think kids can relate to that easily. I don't have a concern about content. I actually think the writing is quite sharp and witty and fun. Nothing here is any kind of flag for me that it's not child appropriate, or at least parenting appropriate. Let's sit in my lap and let's play this together and pass the controller together, which I think is, of course, a perfect family and gaming experience that we want to be able to accomplish. So hats off to Villa Gorilla and Team 17. I have a choice here. Do I want to give them Cave Mushroom? Is it the Cave Mushroom, the poisonous one? Spoiler alert, I'm a bit of a jerk. I gave them the poisonous one, so they've passed away. Now there may be a consequence to that. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I've done that. I feel like I made a right decision. I'm going to progress through. Here's, of course, one of those paddles I need to unlock for 30. I did that, and we just hit a checkpoint, so we're seeing that quickly, showing me that it's saved again. Very great opportunity to jump in and out. These barriers that we run into, like this wall, we have to collect a certain amount of crystals. In this case, it looks about 3 of these kind of purplish crystals to unlock it. And there we go. There's our second one we're going to be collecting. So we need to find our third. So obviously there's a little bit of the exploration. There's our third. Ooh, what is down there? Can I reach there? Can I reach there? I cannot. Okay, so let's see. I'll have to. So of course, you know, seeing an item or a box just outside of the view of, of where you are, you need to figure out how to get it. But we are going to explore and get our way back here. Some more. Get up to our next spot, shall we? There we go. I'm going to launch myself over there. There we go. And up. And now through that gated area that I was not able to before, but I've unlocked it. So that's fantastic. I'm in the Gorilla Woods now. We've got a save point again. You know, we've seen, say, you know, that last save point was less than a minute away from another one, so very frequent access to save points I like. Open it up. What do we have in here? Ooh, a wallet upgrade. I can now hold 150 fruit, which is great. And we've met some of our new friends, the Tweepers, which kind of remind me of like really thin rabbits and bunnies. Well, I guess rabbits are bunnies, but nonetheless. So you need a good cast of characters again. They've got a task for us to complete. So let's see what happens here. So this task is for me to be pushed down this hole, so we push down it. And still in Gorilla Woods, and I need to get those 3 of those diamonds, which we're getting those right now. Or not 3 of them, several of the diamonds. I apologize. 3 was the last gate, so we need to get a couple of them. Looks like probably about 5 or 6. We'll see how I get on with this, shall we? Again, this goes back to that like precision pinballing expertise and practice that you'd require to play this game. But all in all, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. I'm okay with this. Now, interestingly enough, there's these. You know, you don't lose lives. You don't really have a set. But as you can see right below these paddles, there are these thorns that I'm falling through. And there is a negative impact to that. If you notice, as I fall through the horns, I actually lose some of the fruit that I've acquired. And of course, if I don't have the fruit that I acquired, aka the currency, I'm not able to unlock certain bumpers. So although the fruit is frequent enough, there is still, you know, you don't want to be losing it. You want to be avoiding that as much as possible. So again, I mean, if you're working with kids or playing with kids, this is not a, hey, Daddy, I need 100 lives to be successful in this game. There is an opportunity to play and just kind of continually play. So let's see if we can get this thing unlocked, shall we? Without falling through the thorns, which I keep doing. Again, I keep doing that. Having a heck of a difficulty here. Again, I don't think this is a byproduct of the game design. I think it's a byproduct of my pinball madness skills. Sometimes these things I'm challenging myself with for sure. Looks like the barrier gate is about halfway there. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we're now 3/4 of the way. Come on now. Let's get that last. Boom, there we go. Boom shakalaka. It's on like Donkey Kong. Alright, let's get out of here. So now I gotta get over that spot and then bust down what appears to be some kind of rock formation over on the right hand side, which will help our tweebs who just asked for our assistance. So let's complete their task. Oh, here we go, folks. Here we go. Boom! Rock. That looks like a lot of little creatures just falling upon me. Empties out that house, and I think the tweebs should be nice and happy with me. I should be now there. They should. There we go, and there's the opening like screen. Boom. Boom. Just launches me all the way up in the air and all the way back down. Really, really fun, very Pixar-esque fun way of doing that. Finds our way right back through to the Gorilla Woods. Beautiful shot there. That was fantastic. Absolutely love that idea. I'm going to roll over there and get a checkpoint because, you know, checkpoints are good things. I've done all that work. Let's not do it again. Go over and see our tweebs. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. You are so welcome. I'm glad I could be a help. I am the postman, and I am the exterminator. I am the law, is what's going on here. So, all right, let's go over here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what is going on. Now, folks, I want to finish this off. I don't want to play, obviously, the entire game and ruin it for you. It's been about 25 minutes of Yuki's Island Express. Big thanks to Villa Gorilla and Team 17 for providing us a review copy. We are so appreciative of that. We thank them for that. It's a great opportunity for us to create content, and we appreciate all that they do for us. Guys, if you like pinball games and you like family-friendly pinball games that are action, platform, puzzle, Metroidvania-esque games, this is with really cool characters like this guy, like Kickback. You need to go check this game out. It is in the Nintendo Switch eShop right now. It is a fantastic price. I think it's like 20 USD. Guys, pick it up. Pick up Yuki Islands Express, and thank you so much for supporting us here at Nintendo Dads. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for everything else that we do. Bye-bye.